What's up guys, it's your boy Christian here, back at you for Sneaker Talk, and we're here in New York City. Yeah, we're not in Japan. Are you even watching Sneaker Talk anymore? While I was in Japan a couple of months ago, I did this like Hypebeast streetwear shopping video, shopping vlog, and you guys loved that video. It did really well. It got like 60,000 views. I wanted to do another one of those streetwear shopping guides while we're here in New York City. Now, I'm not actually from New York City, but I've traveled to New York about 7 separate times, and I love shopping in New York. There's so much streetwear available here, so I figured I'd show you guys like the typical stores I go to when I do come to New York. And the first one is going to be this Kith location right behind me. It just opened up I think a few months ago, and they used to have the old location like a couple blocks down the road, but this new location is pretty dope. So we have a lot of fun stores we're going to check out today. We got Off-White, Palace, Supreme, Bape, and a whole bunch more. So let's get started with the Kith store right behind me. Kith is definitely one of the best stores to go to for streetwear in New York. They carry a variety of brands like Fear of God, Comme des Garçons Play, their own house brand, Kith, and they have clothing for all seasons. So whether it's for fall, spring, winter, or summer, they got you covered. The store is pretty big, it's open concept. They have cool bear bricks throughout the store, and I think you might be able to buy them as well. And the variety of clothing they have is always, interesting, so you might be able to discover some new brands. Now moving on to the second floor, the footwear and treats floor. This is my favorite floor personally because they carry all the sneakers and they have a ton of different brands as well. I really like this cool like Air Force sort of, I don't even know what to call it. It's just this cool Air Force little thing in the middle of the store, and there's 2 of those. And then they also have the Kith treats portion to the store, and here you can get like customized cereal or like these ice cream dishes. It's pretty cool. A little bit expensive though, and I didn't buy anything, but here's some images that I found on Instagram of other people's treats. Now the first floor did carry a lot of the streetwear, but the second floor carries the Adidas clothing. Now Kith actually collaborates with Adidas quite a bit, so there's usually some sort of cool exhibit happening on in the back corner of the store. And as I mentioned earlier, this is the floor that sneakerheads are going to love. They have a ton of different sneaker brands, from Nike to Adidas to even like really out there sneakers that I'm going to get to in a second. But yeah, if you're looking for just anything like Vans and New Balance, they got you covered here. There's a lot of variety. They have a lot of sneakers that stores like Foot Lockers and Champs don't necessarily have. And of course they also sell Converse with cool collaborations, and of course the basics. Now these sneakers are, I don't know, these sneakers are something else. They don't just have like everyday sneakers, they also have some designer sneakers as well. And this is the back corner of the store that I mentioned earlier. Moving on to the third floor, it's where all the women's clothing and apparel and stuff are. So if you're a girl that is looking for some streetwear or just for another place to shop in New York, definitely check out the third floor. They carry streetwear brands, and they also carry non-streetwear brands like Louis Vuitton. So it's definitely worth checking out. That was Kith Soho, and it's probably one of my favorite stores, and I'm happy I got to show it to you guys first. They have a lot of selection when it comes to the brands that they carry, and the in-house brand like itself, Kith, makes some really high quality pieces. You know that some stores release their own like in-house brands and the quality is not really there, but Kith always does it right, and they even do collaborations all the time with brands like Nike, Adidas, and more. Next up, we're gonna head over to Supreme. It's about a 2 or 3 minute walk down the street. Now there's a couple things to know with Supreme. You can't film, you can't really take photos in there, so I'm gonna have to go with my smartphone and try and snap a couple of photos. There's also usually a lineup to get inside the Supreme store. If you go on a Saturday or a weekend, you can expect to line up outside the store. They usually have like 6 to 9 security guards, and you're gonna have to wait anywhere from like 5 to 10 minutes to even an hour. Now usually they won't really have too much good stuff in store. You might be able to buy some like boxers or something like that, but if you're looking for something like a box logo, you're probably not gonna find it in store if you just stop by for a second. For those releases, you have to win some sort of like lottery raffle system, and then that allows you to get your spot in line, and then you can buy it on the actual drop day. So there appears to be a small lineup. It is Sunday, it is the weekend, so we're gonna line up and see how long it takes for us to get in. So we're lined up and we're just at the corner of the Supreme store. It's about a 30-minute wait if you wait at the corner where the G-Star store is right behind you. You trying to buy any Supreme today?
I only have $25 US on me, so probably not.
Maybe you can get a sticker.
Maybe.
Maybe. They give them to you free, do you know that?
I already have one.
Did you take it from me?
Maybe.
So that was the Supreme New York store. I gotta say, I was rather disappointed with what they had in store. There was like nothing worthwhile to cop. And now we get to go over to Green Street. Now Green Street has a bunch of really good stores that I'm sure you guys are looking forward to. They got Off-White, Bape, Nike Lab, Billionaire Boys Club, and there's a couple others right beside it. So hopefully we don't have to wait too long at Off-White, because yesterday when we walked past the Off-White store, there was a small little lineup. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that little Supreme segment. There's a lot of tourists in line. If you go to the Supreme lineup, make sure you bring some water if it's a really hot day, because it was scorching. We waited about 15 to 20 minutes. At the Bape store, and I gotta say I was a little underwhelmed with what they have, but they still had a pretty good variety. So if you've never bought Bape before, it's definitely worth checking out. Prices were a little bit expensive though, so you're definitely gonna need to have some money saved up. And we waited in line for about, I think, 40 to 45 minutes, and the lineup wasn't even that long. The thing is though, is that the store is so long and narrow, there isn't too much room to walk around. So yeah, probably not the best idea to come on like a weekend, because it's gonna take forever to get inside and you just might not buy anything. So you might end up wasting like a couple of hours. So if you do go to the Bape store or the Supreme store and you're like on a vacation or a small trip that's gonna last longer than the weekend, try and make it on a weekday where the lineup is much smaller. With that said, we're gonna head over now to Off-White, and there's probably gonna be a lineup there too, but let's check it out anyways. So the Off-White store isn't very obvious like on the street. There's no big signs that scream Off-White. You're really only gonna notice it if you see the lineup outside. But if you look inside, it sort of looks like a stock exchange room, just like the one in Japan near Aoyama Bape store. The lineup's not as bad as the Supreme or Bape store though, but I guess that makes sense since the retail price is much higher as well. So that was the Off-White store for New York, and I gotta say, it's a really big store. It's super open concept. It's like 5 times the size of the Supreme New York store, and they let in like hardly anybody in at a time. There was maybe like 5 or 6 other people in that store with me at the same time, and they still had a lineup of like 15 people outside. So it's a very big open concept store. The prices were very expensive. A pair of socks at the Off-White store in New York was $150 US, but the Off-White socks in Japan were about $80 US. So next time I go to Japan, I'm definitely gonna be spending my money at the Off-White store there and save some money, you could say. But yeah, Japan definitely has a lot more Off-White selection as well. And now we're gonna continue down Mercer Street. We have a few more stores in the general area, 4 more. Next up, we've got the Nike Lab, and then right behind it is the Billionaire Boys Club. This is the Nike Lab 21M. I think at one point it was also called 21 Mercer. It's a very clean and like elegant Nike store. It's different from their Nike Soho location, not as crowded, more open concept. They carry a ton of sneakers here, from Air Maxes that I showed you earlier. They even carry the new stuff like the Air Max 270s, Flyknit racers and trainers, and they also have a pretty decent selection for women's stuff in the very back of the store. Now they also allow you to customize Air Maxes, which is pretty cool, but it's a lot of money. They also carry some new release Air Jordans, and they often get special releases and limited sneakers at this location. Now right beside it is one of my favorite stores, the Billionaire Boys Club. we just finished up at Billionaire Boys Club, one of my favorite stores in New York, and as we were stepping outside, there was this crowd, like this mob of people chanting down the street, and it turns out that was DJ Khaled. So let me roll that clip right now. The next store on our list for the streetwear shopping in New York is Stadium Goods, a very well-known sneaker store. You guys have probably seen them before on Sneaker Shopping with Complex, and there was a small lineup to get inside, maybe about 20 people, but now we can't even get inside and show you guys Stadium Goods because now everyone's lining up so they can meet DJ Khaled in the store. Wow, they just shut down the street right now. The cops are over there. So yeah, I wanted to show you guys Stadium Goods, but it looks like that's not happening, so I'll just give you guys a quick look at the lineup right now. Pretty big lineup. So Stadium Goods is right behind me, and so since I couldn't show you guys that store, we have one store really close by called Sneaker Flea, which we got to check out. They have a bunch of sneakers, both new and used, sort of similar to Round 2. They also have streetwear as well, so we're walking over there right now, and it's like super close to it. Actually, I can like not even put my camera away and we'll be there. So yeah, just a couple steps away from Stadium Goods, and we have Sneaker Flea right behind me. Now, I know the owner of the store. I met him once when I was here before. There's a Foot Locker across the street, so that's also another indicator of how you can find it. But let's show you guys Sneaker Flea. Now this is Sneaker Flea. They carry a ton of different brands as well, similar to like Round 2 and all the other consignment stores I've showed you guys in the past, like in Japan, where they carry both new and used items. They carry a lot of sneakers that are really like sought after. So you're gonna of course have Yeezys, Air Jordans, and cool collaborations like the Puma MCMs. So if you're looking for Yeezys, or you're just looking for some cool sneakers in general that all the other stores like Foot Locker and Champs don't carry, this is a consignment or like recycle shop you might want to check out. They also carry a lot of streetwear, so they have Antisocial Social Club, Supreme, Off-White, and they even carry some designer items like Givenchy, Gucci, and whatever else you're looking for. Now in terms of jackets and like hoodies, they also have some of the stuff here too, so if you're looking for something that's going to keep you warm in the fall and winter, they got you covered. And they also have Bape, but the selection for Bape is mediocre to say the least. And they also got Palace too if you're into that. And they oddly enough carried some designer backpacks as well. So that's gonna wrap up today's Hypebeast streetwear shopping guide vlog in New York City. I'm here with the man himself, Mr. Frugal Aesthetic. 2 tips for streetwear shopping in New York, because you actually live here.
Yeah, I do. Alright, so basically, I think like a solid tip that not a lot of people know about is in New York, there are a lot of sample sales. So sample sales are basically when like a fashion house does a collection. A lot of the stuff that doesn't make the market, they put into sample sales and they sell it for mad cheap. So you can find it online. You can just look up Soho sample sales, and there's a lot of websites that show like when and where you're doing that. But I'd say my biggest tip, like most importantly,